Good morning. Welcome to the Tuesday edition of your number one show on television, Inside Nigeria. It's reaching on Leadership Television. My name is Winifred Ugbebo, and I'm alone today to just review the papers. My guest for today is unavoidably absent. Welcome once again. As usual, we always like to start with Nigeria's most influential newspaper, Leadership, as for review. So, leadership, let's have leadership on our screen. Leadership says State of the Nation. Kuka Falana asks Tinubu to lead anti-corruption crusade. State of the Nation. Kuka Falana asks Tinubu to lead anti-corruption crusade. Say President Mustako Minas for better Nigeria. Again, OBJ hits lawmakers over jumbo pay. Babalola wants retired judges to handle election petition, sorry. I'll take that leading story once again. Leadership, State of the Nation. Kuka Falana asks Tinubu to lead anti-corruption crusade. Say President Mustako Minas for better Nigeria. Again, OBJ hits lawmakers over jumbo pay. Babalola wants retired judges to handle election petitions. Of course, we have the leading two pictures of Nigeria's billionaire Tony Elumelu in meeting with US President Joe Biden and King Charles of United Kingdom at the Climate Finance Mobilization Forum to mobilize a new generation of catalytic capital in the fight against climate change at Windsor Castle, London yesterday. From that picture, we move over to other stories on leadership. We have Edo governorship, ASAN leaders, aspirants close ranks. Vessel with stolen 800,000 liters crude oil intercepted, destroyed, NNPCL. Court stops INEC from prosecuting Adamawa wreck. The story is on page 6, page 17, and page 6 of leadership. And of course, we have APC meets with state chairman, postpones caucus, NEC meetings. NECA seeks complete reversal of 2023 Finance Act. NECA seeks complete reversal of 2023 Finance Act. Above the masthead, Yaya opens Jennifer Etu Foundation Hospital in Kaduna, launches service charter for 255 primary health centers. From the cover story, we move over to page 3 of the paper where we have our stand still on prosecution of electoral offenders. Still on prosecution of electoral offenders. The back page today is Tuesday column with Ray Murphy. Governor Kefa sets the right tone in Taraba. That's the column for his week. For more stories on leadership, just log on to www.leadership.ng and Ghana must go is on the back page of leadership. Presidency, I worked against Atiku, fire shame. And Ghana must go asked for how much? For how much? For more of that, just log on to the website www.leadership.ng. From leadership, we move over to the other papers for review this morning, and of course, we are looking at the paper with also similar story with leadership, and that is Vanguard. Vanguard says corruption's ugliest face was under Buhari, says Kuka. Corruption's ugliest face was under Buhari, says Kuka. Laments Nigeria sharing sovereignty with bandits, terrorists. Says Nigerians have lost faith in judiciary. We won't join issues with him, Buhari's aides. Falana cautions Tinubu against sending wrong signals on anti-corruption fight. Note some visitors to the villa in court for looting. Note some visitors to the villa in court for looting. We have no democracy that delivers dividends to the people of Basanjo. Sitting judges should not preside over election tribunals, Afe Babalola. Of course, these remarks were made yesterday during the 60 of active being Oba after practicing in practice of Afe Babalola's son yesterday. Trump's ugliest face was under Buhari, says Kuka. Delta community laments gas leakage INEC court horse trial suspended Adamawa Rec Yunusa Ari. Presidential poll, APC already preparing for rerun, Labour Party. Anambra prepares for flood. Anambra prepares for flood, trains 120 health workers. Man United closing on Onana to replace David De Gea. That is for sports today, for sports lovers. Man United close in on Onana to replace David De Gea. From that, we move over to the masthead, above the masthead of Vanguard. Federal government FGN securities up 19.9% to 10.2 trillion naira as states declined 5%. We won't pay compensation for illegal structures, Governor Eno wants. NECA to Tinubu 2023 Finance Act needs complete reversal, not suspension. Edo residents protest failed Auchi Igala Ibilo Road. Security operatives intercept vessel notorious for stealing Nigerian crude. For more stories on Vanguard, you log on to the website www.vanguardngr.com. But just before we go, let's see what the editorial is on today. The editorial is on Happy World Population Day. Of course, they titled the editorial comment Happy World Population Day. For more stories and for more on that editorial, log on to the website www.vanguardngr.com. From Vanguard, we move over to Daily Sun. Daily Sun also has similar story on Kuka of Alfred Babalaw's celebration yesterday. Daily Sun says Kuka indicts Buhari's government on corruption, says administration record. Kuka indicts Buhari's government on corruption, says administration has worst record. That is what Daily Sun is leading with today on its cover. Of course, court restrains INEC from prosecuting suspended Adamawa Rec. PDP governors meet over party state of affairs. Consider APC members for ministerial order appointments. Adamu tells Tinubu. Consider APC members for ministerial order appointments. Adamu tells Tinubu. APC postpones national caucus NEC meetings. Ecobank tackles Otudeco over debt shares acquisition. Badagry accident. Hospital releases victims to relatives. Sanwo-Olu commiserates with families. Terror group bans headers from Borno communities. Plateau. Government key 8 villagers in fresh attack. Military recovers 5 rifles, live ammunition. Akeredolu extends medical leave indefinitely. So it's on page 26 of the Sun. Federal government warns about nose throat infection. Adeleke orders reactivation of emergency response center as one dies. And that's the story beside Daily Sun's masthead. Federal government warns about nose throat infection. Adeleke orders reactivation of emergency response center as one dies of diphtheria. For more stories on Daily Sun, you log on to the website. But just before we go, we want to see what their editorial, Daily Sun's editorial, is on today. And it is on the need for foreign investors. The need for foreign investors. World Investment Report by the United Nations Conference on Trade and Development, UNCTAD, has revealed that foreign economy is at its lowest level in 33 years. The abysmal scorecard on the economy must be reversed to stimulate economic recovery and growth. In recent weeks, President Bola Tinubu has tried to stoke foreign investors' interest with some tough decisions, such as the fuel subsidy removal and the unification of the foreign exchange rates into a single market. The importers and exporters, I&E, will know. This is just a snippet of the editorial on Daily Sun, the need for foreign investors. For more on that, just log on to the website www.sunnewsonline.com www.sunnewsonline.com for more stories on the cover and inside pages too. So from the Sun, we move over to the Nation. The Nation is coming up with another story on the oil, the crude oil that was intercepted, destroyed. And it says 800,000 liters vessel with stolen crude intercepted, destroyed. NNPCL security raises bar in crude theft battle. 64 illegal crude joints found, 77 illegal refineries destroyed. That's the leading story on the Nation. And of course, we also have Tinubu targets 30 trillion naira revenue, plans technology data driven approach. FIROS customs NIMASA orders won't be merged. Obasanjo lashes lawmakers for fixing own pay. Excuse 7 judges from election tribunal, says Afe Babalola. That is at the 60th anniversary of legal luminary Afe Babalola's call to bar. And we court orders INEC to suspend Adamawa rec prosecution. And above the leading story, we have Taraba Assembly receives 21 commissioner nominees, 40 advisors. Stories on page 27 of the Nation. Above the Nation, we have Niger governor enlists EFCC, ICPC, police in fertilizer sale. US waives export duty on cocoa. Economic gets boost. Zulum bans collection of discarded metal, no scavenging in Borno. That's the stories on the cover of the Nation. For more stories on the Nation, you log on to the website. Let's see what the editorial is today on the Nation. The Nation says, source for the goods. Nigerian leaders must join the leg in making sacrifices to avoid chaos. Source for the goods. In other words, what is good for the source is also good for Uganda. Source for the goods. What is good for the goods is also good for the gander. So the saying goes. Nigerian leaders must join the leg in making sacrifices to avoid chaos. And the second editorial says abuse of power, security agents turning on civilians with their arms violate stewardship. It is heartwarming that the police often hold erring personnel to account. Soldiers who played a role in the Afokbela killings should likewise be fished out and disciplined. And on that source for the goods, we have there is a huge difference between making sacrifices and being made sacrificial lambs. Asking the people to make sacrifices while the leaders not only live ostentatious lifestyle but flaunt same is insensitive and ungodly. For more stories on the Nation newspaper and for more reads, for you to read more on the editorials, just log on to the website of the Nation, www.thenationonlineng.net. That's all we can take on the Nation. We move over to the next paper on our menu, and that is the Punch. The Punch says few smuggling persists in borders despite subsidy removal. Few subs Few smuggling persists in borders despite subsidy removal, according to Customs boss. Customs CG rejigs border patrol, orders crackdown on fuel smuggling cartels. NNPCL intercepts Cameroon-bound vessel laden with 800,000 liters stolen crude oil. Lagos Airport runway lights stolen, 7 suspended. Lagos Airport runway lights stolen, 7 suspended. Fayose will pay for working against Atiku PDP NEC member. NLC meets governors over fuel subsidy palliatives. So it's on page 8 of the Punch. And still on the Punch, we have Binani asks court to stop Adamawa rec prosecution. Dollar video, submit yourself for trial, group test Ganduje. Niger governor sacks political appointees, dissolves boards. Above the masthead of the Punch, we have it's illegal for National Assembly to fix members' pay. Obasanjo, past Nigeria's president. EcoBank asks N to reject Otudeko's share acquisition. Tinubu can't appoint everybody minister, says Adamu. For more stories on the Punch, you also have to log on to the website of www.punchng.com. And we are moving over to the editorial page of the paper to see what the editorial is saying today. The editorial says CBN social media handles rule defies logic. CBN social media handles rule defies logic. That is what the editorial on the Punch today is saying. From the Punch, we move over to this day. This day, Akeredolu in state of extreme incapacity, hospitalized, APC chair Adamu declares. Akeredolu in state of extreme incapacity, hospitalized, APC chair Adamu declares. Urges Tinubu to carry party along in appointment of ministers. Seek Ondo Governor rise state assembly to extend medical leave. President back in Abuja after trip to Guinea-Bissau. Above that, we have Obasanjo National Assembly huge salary package, neither constitutional nor moral. Obasanjo National Assembly's huge salary package, neither constitutional nor moral. Federal government should avoid sentiments in political duties, says Kuka. Falana tells Tinubu to lead anti-corruption war. Oyebanji, Afe Babalola special gift to Ekiti, Nigeria. Oni Anyaoku, others celebrate legal icon 60 years at the bar. Above the masthead of this day, we have NNPCL. Of course, the L is missing. NNPC, 800,000 liter capacity vessel with stolen crude impounded en route Cameroon. 13.5 billion naira debt. Torso for First Bank takes another turn as Ecobank accuses Otudeco of diverting assets. Advises Holdco to reject Honeywell's share purchase. Says investment aimed at frustrating enforcement of Supreme Court judgment. That is the stories gracing the cover of this day today, Tuesday, July 11, 2023. Let's also move over to the editorial page of the paper to see what the editorial is saying today. And like I've always said, the editorial is the pulse of the paper. On police brutality. Still on police brutality. The errant officials should be brought to justice. No matter the extent of provocation, a person in uniform must not resort to taking the law into their own hands. Still on police brutality. For more on that, you also have to log on to the website of THISDAY, www.thisdaylive.com, www.thisdaylive.com. From this day, we move over to Blueprint newspaper. Blueprint has the story of the unending attacks in Plateau and Borno states. Plateau attacks get bloodier. 8-month-old, 22 others killed. Plateau attacks get bloodier. 8-month-old, 22 others killed. Troops recover rifles. Venom youth Magban trade blames. Rep advocates self-defense. JNI urges caution. That's the leading story on Blueprint. Of course, other papers also carry the story as well on their cover. Septuagenarian commits suicide over health challenges in Osun. Septuagenarian commits suicide over health challenges in Osun. Court stops prosecution of Adamawa of suspended Adamawa wreck. Nigeria capital inflow draws by 6.8% first quarter 2023. Appointments, we hope Tinubu patronizes APC. Adamu laments abduction of Ekiti party chair. Above this, we move over to the up page of the paper where we have development of natural dyes. We save billions in forest equivalent. ROMRDC DG. Development of natural dyes will save billions in forest equivalent. EU health. Akeredolu extends medical leave. Malnutrition. 1 million Nigerian children die annually before age 5. That is the story on the cover of Blueprint newspaper. And today we move over to the editorial page of the paper where we have marking 2023 World Population Day. Marking 2023 World Population Day. And from that, we move over to the last paper we have on our menu for review, and that is The Guardian. The Guardian has the leading story: Nigeria flares 3.9 billion gas, $9 billion gas in 4 years amid pollution, revenue leakage concerns. Nigeria flares $3.9 billion gas in 4 years amid pollution, revenue leakage concerns. It's a leading story on The Guardian. Is the stories on page 6 of the paper. And it has the largest in Africa. In other words, Nigeria has the largest gas deposit in Africa. It's eighth in the world. It has 5.5 trillion cubic meters of natural gas. Talking about Nigeria. Gas flaring costs the global economy $55 billion yearly at a price of $10 per MBTU. Nigerian economy lost about 3 trillion naira, $3.9 billion to gas flaring, and 7.1% of the yearly global total cost. You might want to read more on that story as you log on to the website www.guardian.ng. Still on the cover of Guardian, we have PDP governors meet as internal crisis heightens. Ecobank urges First Bank of Nigeria against ratifying Otudeko's share acquisition, while Nigeria remains country of concern in obnoxious wildlife trade. Case against pension payment to former governors. For more stories on The Guardian, we log on to the website www.guardian.net.ng. But before we go, we have to see what the editorial is saying today. The editorial is on case against pension payment to former governors. Case against pension payment to former governors. That's the editorial on The Guardian newspaper. For more on that, you also log on to the website www.guardian.ng. So, viewers, this is where we end today's newspaper review, coming to you on this table of leadership television. Until I come your way again, same time next week tomorrow, I am Winifred Ubebo. See you then. Bye.
I want people to sportingly informate. Abeg, as una dey watch this program, make una take time dey share am, make other people dey see wetin dey happen for this country. Abeg, no watch am alone. Press that button wey dey write SHARE, share. Abeg, share this program so that other people go fit watch wetin you dey watch, wetin you dey